Hi everybody, I'm Carl. I'm the current homeowner association president here at Lake Village, and Aaron and I are sitting here. Aaron's the current vice president, and we thought we'd get together and share a little bit of what's been going on here over the last year and talk about a few current events. So, Aaron, I'd like to talk a little bit about the stuff that the beautification committee and the landscape committee has done over the last year, 18 months, because there's been vast improvements around here. Describe some of those.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Actually, we've had a lot of successes the last couple years. I want to say, at least ones that I've seen personally, is when we changed landscape companies to Park West. And when we changed landscape companies, Park West has really come in as a leader. They really have leaded us in the right direction to have healthy trees that are manicured, trees that are taken care of, landscaping that we've been able to apply for a grant and get some turf replacement so that we can save some water as well as have some nice local vegetation in our area. So it's been I think it's been a really good, smooth transition moving to Park West, and I'll really appreciate the leadership that they've been doing for us.
Yeah, I agree with that. A couple years ago, I guess we're on our second year now of our tree, you want to say it, trimming and removal schedule, and we've invested a lot into maintaining the environment that is around the lake, including the walking trails up in the hills. Yeah, I agree completely with Park West. They have been taking a leadership role as well as coming alongside you and your group to do the things we want. I think everybody should take a look around and look at the grass, look at the gates going into the clubhouse area. All that's new landscaping, water-wise, and a lot of that was done at no cost to the community, using the water rebate programs. And so let's also touch on something a little bit more current, and that's the Wildlife Habitat Committee and the programs that are getting ready to be
Launched.
launched, exactly.
So in the process last couple years, we actually were able to apply for and get certified as a wildlife habitat community. And it's a wonderful designation, and being able to do that really shows our intent as a community to keep the beautiful nature around us. And so once we became certified, then it was a great opportunity for us to actually create a habitat committee that can really continue on with a bunch of activities and keep all our families active and involved. So we do have some upcoming events that would like to roll out, because it is right at the groundwork of all the wonderful plans that we have ahead for our neighbors. Okay, so we have
what's going on.
Well, we have two. The first one is on Saturday, April 9th, and it's going to be a dedication for our wildlife amphitheater. So if you go to Halliday Park, over by Halliday Park, we have a little area that is being put together right now with tree stump stools and a birdhouse, and that is really where we're going to come together as a community and dedicate that space. The second one is real exciting too. It's going to be the first event that the committee is going to put together, and it's going to be where you are creating your own birdhouse that is made out of clay, and it'll be here at the clubhouse, and it's going to be May 14th.
One of our newest things we have going on in the community are, one, our Facebook page, and two, our updated and upgraded website.
First one is our new Facebook page, and it's the Lake Village Community Association Facebook page. So go ahead and search that and join our group. It is a closed group, so you're going to have to be approved to join it. We want to make sure we only keep our own residents in there. And it's just a great way for everybody to share out some wonderful things about our life, living the good life here at Lake Village. that through that Facebook page too is going to be the location where you're going to want to RSVP for events. We're going to be posting events that we're going to have going on. You'll RSVP there so that we have a good number and get prepared for the events that roll out each month or every other month that we can. The second thing is our new website. So our new website, still same handle or website page, www.TemeculaLakeVillageHOA.com. And go to that website, check it out, and we updated it with brand new information, beautiful pictures, a very thorough opportunity for you to see all the different things that are available at Lake Village. So those are just two great successes that we get a chance to share out from the Communications Committee.
So I noticed when I looked at the website, because it's brand new, so I looked at it yesterday, and I noticed that there's a login and register portion. So I assume that the page is always open to the public, but what does the login and register get us as?
Okay, so there's a members page. If you click on the members link there, it'll have a username and password. You're going to have to register. There's a register at the bottom. And they'll grant you a password once we confirm that you're a resident. And in there is going to be just stuff that we only want residents to see. So the first thing is going to be the gate code. You know, when we change out the gate, that'll be where the code's at so that everybody has a chance to access it and see it. Other events too, like we always want to have positivity on our social media, but there should be an opportunity for us to also voice some concerns that we might have. And so we're going to put it on the members only page as well so that we keep it within our Lake Village family.
So you mentioned the gate codes. So over the years, we've had problems with the gate codes becoming,
Public.
Right, everybody knows.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, so you said that they would be available on the website and the members page. I also have seen them given on the Facebook page. Now, that our Facebook page is a members only as well, so that is a safe practice or not a safe practice?
I would say it's a safe practice because we have our members only that we're trying to just keep it in our group. But ideally, we'd like to keep it behind the password protected website. If we all just know to go there, that's where all our information is.
Okay. Yep, Lake Committee. Well, more so of the Lake Committee is the Lake Shoreline Restoration Project that we've been working on for several years. We recently had a lake engineering company come out and evaluate our lakes. They evaluated the sediment at the bottom for hazardous materials, the water quality, the amount of loss for evaporation, the amount of loss of water per seepage through the bottom of the lake. They looked at all of the different aspects that you would imagine are needed to look at in order to maintain and bring back a healthy lake. They also included it in that report that they gave us, which is, I believe it's on the website. That report, the PACE report, is on the website. They gave us basically a preliminary budget if you were to do A, B, C, D, E, F. After we got that report, we sent Kurt Kuchera and myself put together a RFQ, a request for quote, and sent it out and got some response back. And what we found was that to do everything that's in that report is very cost prohibitive for our community. So we went back to the drawing board using the base document as well as what we learned from the contractor that came and did the project, and we sent out a new RFQ, leaned it down quite a bit, but still accomplishing the things we believe are going to make these lakes last another 50 years. And so we're very excited. We're currently waiting for bids. Let me put it this way. We've received bids back. We're negotiating with the bidders on their pricing right now. So we expect to have that pricing finalized. So with all that said, in regards to the lake, I suspect within the next 2 months we're going to be calling a
Town hall.
town hall. Yeah, that's a good word for it, because that's what it is. and kind of explain what the whole plan is, show some renderings of the lake as far as what we envision and what we're planning on. That's one of the things we're going to be voting on at the next board meeting is the ability to spend the money to create those engineered documents.
That's awesome. That's awesome. As a reminder, our board meetings are always the third Tuesday of each month. Our executive board starts at 6, and then at this time, the general board actually meets immediately following the executive board. I kind of don't really care for that. I'd like to change that. Maybe we can discuss that at the next meeting. But just to make it a little bit easier for people to tune in. But I'll tell you, this is a labor of love. The Lake Committee, as well as the any of the committees that we have, really have a lot of dedicated volunteers that are really putting in so much time and effort in making sure. Your Lake Committee's been working on this for what, 4 years now?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
5 years getting this done.
It's been a while. It's a slow process because everything takes time.
Yeah. Only meeting once a month can only do so much. So lastly, the thing we should talk about, which is really important, it's a bummer we're waiting to the end for
Can I
this.
talk about one thing before we talk about the most important thing?
Sure. What is it?
Is security of our property.
Oh, yes, yes.
I thought I'd like to touch on this. Security and safety of our residents is utmost importance, and we have a maintenance team that continually is searching out and correcting any physical safety hazards. But we're also concerned with people hopping our gates and getting into our bathrooms and things like that. We're very excited about the upgrades happening to the lock system. We're getting ready. Everybody has their key cards. I don't know where mine is. It's in my pocket. But we have our key cards. Swipe it to get in the gate, or you enter the code on Miraloma side. The card system that reads those cards is outdated, obsolete, and not upgradable. So we're replacing that, and I think that's starting in the next few weeks, as well as adding some good security to places we need to keep people out of, which is the clubhouse and the bathrooms. And the other benefit of that is that we're going to have remote access, so it's going to make reservations and renting out the clubhouse much easier, much safer, and I'm pretty excited about that. I think that was a pretty bold move to spend that kind of money to protect the community.
That is correct.
And it's important.
And it'll last for so much longer than what we have
Right.
been using existing. Good. Well, then now to the most important
Now to
piece.
the most important.
Most important piece, actually, it's one that we really need to educate a little bit more about, is our elections. So we have elections every year. Board members' term is usually 2 years. And we actually have either two board members running, and then the next year would be 3 members running, and then they alternate every 2 years. That's the way the hops around the schedule. Unfortunately, last year we didn't make quorum. And so quorum is where we have to have a minimum number of ballots just to make the election legal. And we didn't meet that. And so you probably can speak to that a little bit better than I can.
Yeah, we didn't meet it twice. We didn't.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's 60%. I'm not positive the number, but the initial election is required to have, I'm going to say 60% of the community vote. And if you don't have 60%, it rolls over 30 days, and then 30 days later you can have,
I think half that, 30%.
yeah, so a smaller amount. Well, we didn't reach quorum on the first ballot or the second ballot. So those numbers, I'm not absolutely positive.
Yeah, but the quorum that we do, the quorum does require it to be a legal election, and if we don't have a legal election, then what happens is there's no election at all, and the same existing board members stay in that role for another year until we try and make quorum again.
Yep.
So I guess the message to this is, please just turn in a ballot. We need our ballots turned in. That's just so that we can make it official and have something of substance when we want to have a new board member, a new board member want to join. And if anybody's interested in joining, please contact Stephanie at Keystone.
The last thing I want to say on the elections are let everybody know that currently this year there are 5 open seats. Due to the fact that we didn't make quorum last seat, all of the officers on the current board are up for re-election this year. And the fact that at least one of those people are not planning on returning to the board this year, that means there is potentially a short board of 4 people if we don't get somebody to volunteer and come serve on that board. I would encourage anybody that has a desire or a willingness to serve on that board. It's a labor of love. You know, you get to be part of something really great and growing here. I would encourage you to come to the election night. Come with a buddy. Have that buddy raise their hand and say, "I nominate you," and then you become part of the ballots.
And no write-in too.
Right. Yeah. So if somebody were to want to run as a write-in, they could contact their friends in the neighborhood, say, "Hey, write in my name as a member or as a board member, and please come to the board meeting the night of the elections and nominate me." That qualifies you to be on the ballot. And if that doesn't make sense, or if you have any questions about that, please reach out to Aaron or myself, and we'll get that absolute information to you.
Because we want you.
Yeah.
We want your help.
Most definitely want you.
And then my last words is, please, it would be wonderful to get as many volunteers as you can for the committees. We have a bunch of committees that we're really trying to help improve and continue with the wonderful traditions we have here. So we have the Habitat Committee, we have the Communications Committee, we also have a spot on the Landscape Committee. I think our Social Committee has some spots, but I think we're going to be rolling that into our Communications Committee. So if you're interested in any of those committees, and I think there's even more, go on our new website on board and committee page, and there's a bunch of information there that you can read about and find something that suits you. So best of luck, and it was really nice talking with all of you guys.
Thank you for your time, and living the good life.
Living the good life, Lake Village.